How's it going? Dallas Berry here. Just want to make a quick video on harmonizing for newbies. Pretty much like anyone that really, well, no matter what understanding of the instrument or guitar, that you have, and not really knowing, much on theory, it's just a good way to kind of build harmonies and a way to think of, or well, just a good approach at it that I don't know, I use kind of consistently. So the beginners, pretty much a rough definition of a harmony. It's pretty much when at least two or more tones, collide and make a chord. But that's more or less, you can choose between, how it plays out, and create what's considered a mode, and maybe do something like this, or a lot of it just really depends on what bass note you want to use, and with that bass note, it's just based on whatever note or pattern you really want to use. So that's just more or less, and then just whatever second note is, or making it the harmony. That second tone just more or less defines like what mode or what scale you're trying to use with it. So that's more or less. So with that, going back to the previous riff, slide it down here. So pretty much with that, that's kind of the overall harmony with the certain scale that I was going for. We're in this B major, scale, because it's all theory anyways, right? So with that, and then more or less any of the open notes, would be B notes in my situation. So that's more or less it. You can create a harmony by using what's considered a drone note. Or like it, doing before, switch the mode up maybe. Or a little example like that, but I mean, those are more or less just kind of at least the basics of a approach, but almost even a simpler approach would just be just literally if you figure out what the bass note is, or whatever pattern is, just figure out more or less what type of harmony you want to make, or what chord you're wanting to make per se. But it just really starts with that bass note, that first note. And if you're wanting to per se do thirds, it's more or less, if you move down to the next in that pattern per se, like if you're trying to figure it out, then you move down, and then the second note, it's like, oh, obviously it doesn't match, doesn't sound good, so you just move that finger down one more, and voila. Now it's either going to be one of two shapes, just this, like more or less a fourth or a third. So, in any, I guess, major scale, which I'll talk about scales, I guess, in a different video. That's just more or less it's either this or this, or just depending on what you're wanting to go. So if you're just wanting to play, with a basic, I guess, progression, or not progression. If you're just wanting to mess around with it, you just, and then pretty much at that point, like no matter what, you're gonna have two of these guys. It's just really depending if you're gonna have one or two of these in a row. It's really as simple as that, and then you can just keep ascending as much as you want up the strings, and just keep continuing the pattern. That's the mechanics of music, simply put. So either like that or like that. It's just more or less where do you want where do you want these notes to kind of, or these chords to, or I guess what is the feeling that you're going for, like with the second note? I mean, based on the root note. Because I mean, personally, like more or less what I've seen, and let's just say like metal per se, a lot of it is just harmonies that are power chord shaped, and or per se, like if you match the tablature between guitarist 1 and guitarist 2, that's where something like that, it'd be or like if you're wanting to play it back and forth like that. But I don't know, just in per se, that, or just when it's all together, more or less with both guitarists. I don't know, so just kind of a basic video on just a half decent way to approach it, I guess. So I don't know, just figuring out as the first one I'm gonna throw up, just why not, a little approach like that. So yeah, thanks for watching, I guess.